Mi gente, we gotta talk about Friday Night SmackDown because the show has just gotten better and better throughout the week. Right off the bat, what it feels like on SmackDown is that the tag team division is going to be taken seriously and they're actually going to care for it. We get Pretty Deadly versus Motor City Machine Guns in what turned out to be a really good match, and right after that, it's followed by another tag match with B-Fab, Michin versus Piper Niven and Chelsea Green. So right off the bat, we know that the SmackDown division is where the tag teams thrive. What really sticks out to me is the love and attention given to these tag matches, because within these tag matches, we get progression of story. Now, obviously, we know that Pretty Deadly wants those tag titles. We know that Motor City Machine Guns wants their second reign, and they're all going after Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano. And I love the idea of sprinkling this story throughout all 3 hours because it makes the 3 hours seem like it's running a lot smoother. The women's match really sticks out to me because we know that B-Fab is vying to be a future contender for the United States Championship. But it's Michin's turn, and she did get to pin the United States Champion, so now next week she gets a one-on-one match, and they are labeling it the final opportunity. Now, besides the matches that we got tonight, we also got some news that we had some actual transfers happen this week, as Damian Priest and The Miz are officially SmackDown superstars. Now, I love this for Damian Priest because it gets him away from the Judgment Day, it gets him away from Rhea Ripley, and now he could just be his own man. Don't get me wrong, I'm a big Rhea Ripley fan, big Damian Priest fan. If you've been following my content for a long time, you already know that. But honestly, I think this is the best way for Damian Priest to just go out there and be that single star that we all know he could be. The one thing we know for sure is that WWE is always looking for their next superstar, meaning that they're always looking for the next version of a star that they've already made in-house. I believe that they're trying to replicate what The Undertaker meant to the division, meaning that he's so important that you can throw him into the mix of any single storyline. And that's what Damian Priest's character will be from here on out. Will he be a singles champion again? 100%. Whether it's a mid-card title or it's a world title, I believe that whenever they need him, he will step up and take that ball and run with it. But for now, it's good to have him out there on his own because, honestly, we kind of need like a lone wolf here. Now, I'm really enjoying the fact that The Miz is looking for anybody that can back him up against the Wyatt Six. Because we found out a couple weeks ago that the Wyatt Six have officially been transferred to SmackDown, and we've yet to see them on SmackDown, but I'm looking forward to the progression of that story as well. But let's touch back on Damian Priest for a second, because as he unveils himself as the newest SmackDown transfer, we find out that he has a one-on-one match against Carmelo Hayes, and boy was that a bang. Now, after SmackDown was over, I rewound and watched this entire match because I thought this was an exceptional show for two men that have never faced each other one-on-one. To work each other that smooth, that crisp, that clean, to flow perfectly, to not have any mistakes throughout your entire match off a first-time encounter. I think it shows that creative knew exactly what they were doing with Carmelo Hayes, because bringing him up this slowly and just having him move through the division, show you that he can have a banger with anybody, is one of the coolest things we've seen in a while. Plus, having Damian Priest go out there and have a brand new star to work, just chef's kiss. Now, Kevin Owens stole the whole show for me tonight, whether it was his match against Jimmy Uso, which a lot of people are giving Jimmy Uso credit to, and hey, that's awesome. He's a great worker. The Usos are great workers. It wasn't me that actually said that these guys were like the 5-move of doom or the 4-move of doom, which they've been trolling you by pointing it out on the show. Y'all think WWE's not paying attention to the shit you're saying on the internet? They are. Like I said before, if you can't tell me the fucking difference between Owen Hart and Bret Hart's sharpshooter, you should not be commenting on who's a good wrestler or not. But anyway, I love the fact that Kevin Owens will just sit there and he will just trash talk during his matches. He'll interact with the crowd. He messed with the celebrities in attendance. All right. During his match and everything, he messes with the commentary booth. And just go look at his entrance. Just the subtlety of throwing a kid's pen away who asked for an autograph. The subtlety of pretending like the kid that wanted to give him a high five was just so out of reach. I mean, he's just a really great heel. And he's the best WWE champion that we've had since Roman Reigns. You ever watch that episode of The Office when Michael Scott finds out that Toby's back? And he goes over to the annex, sees him, and he's like, "No, God, please, no." That's exactly what happens in my soul every time I see that blonde-haired freak. Just keep him and his neck tattoo off the show, because it's exceptional without him. Now, clearly my recap is a little bit out of order, but I believe that the women should be the last thing we talk about here because you saved the best for last, and that's exactly what I'm doing. Tiffany Stratton comes out to a lot of praise. They are trying to make her a heel, and it's not working. If they don't do something with Tiffany Stratton quick, she's going to turn into the next Daniel Bryan, because the fans will not boo this woman. They know how good she is, and they have made their voices heard. Honestly, as dumb as it sounds, I would have her come out and cost Rhea Ripley the world title tonight, because other than that, there's nothing they can do. But that's not a prediction, that's just a thought of how I would get Tiffany Stratton to be a massive heel. Speaking of that, we hear the greatest song in the history of professional wrestling as This Is My Brutality hits. Now, as Mommy's talking, we hear Nia Jax come out and she says that she's going to beat Rhea Ripley tonight at Saturday night's main event, but she's also going to go back and take what's hers from Tiffany Stratton. No te dije. Yo te dije eso, ¿verdad? I told you that shit wasn't over. Patience, Grasshopper. Patience. Then we have Bianca Belair and Naomi come out, and they also say that they're in the Royal Rumble. We also have Raquel and Liv Morgan come out, but that's where it stops because Liv Morgan comes out and torches the entire slate of women in the ring. But in clear WWE fashion, whenever you torch everybody in the ring, that means you're the first to take the shot. And once again, Liv Morgan, who might be the worst at anticipating headbutts in the history of the business, as she takes once again one of Mommy's headbutts. Now we're gonna have to check and see what happened with Mommy because she got a little mark on her cheek and she was bleeding a little bit on her nose, and I think it was more so from the Nia attack than it was the actual Liv Morgan headbutt. All in all, I thought it was a great go-home show, and I think that Saturday night's main event tonight is going to be phenomenal, and I can't wait to hear Jesse the Body Ventura torch Cody Rhodes. Let me know what you guys think.